Max Verstappen's penalty for swearing has drivers fuming and the FIA on the verge of a rebellion. Is this the beginning of the end for F1's governing body and its president, Ben Sulayem? What's the sequence of the events? Stay tuned to find out. And we got some exciting Formula news for you, so stick around until the end to catch all the latest updates. Formula 1 revolts. Verstappen's swearing penalty ignites driver uprising against FIA's out-of-touch governance. The FIA has once again stirred controversy, sparking frustration among Formula 1 drivers following a penalty given to Max Verstappen for swearing. This latest incident has prompted discussions about the sport's current governing rules and the increasing tension between the drivers and the FIA. There are now rumors of an upcoming meeting where drivers will debate whether this growing dissatisfaction will remain quiet or potentially lead to a more significant rebellion. With these tensions building, some are wondering if this could mark the beginning of the end for FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem, who has been at the center of these disputes. Verstappen's penalty, given for using inappropriate language during the Singapore Grand Prix, has left many puzzled, especially since the specifics of the punishment remain unclear. Even Verstappen and the FIA seem unsure of what the penalty entails. The incident unfolded just after Ben Sulayem criticized the amount of swearing in Formula 1, saying drivers should behave more professionally and avoid mimicking rappers. This sparked a backlash, with several drivers, including Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris, voicing their support for Verstappen, arguing that such penalties are unnecessary and out of touch with the nature of the sport. Max Verstappen reacted with sarcasm following his recent penalty, humorously remarking that he needed to watch his mouth during a press conference. His lighthearted response, however, has only intensified the ongoing debate, as many drivers feel they are being forced to adhere to unrealistic standards while racing at speeds exceeding 300 kilometers per hour. The incident has sparked wider controversy within the racing community, with drivers expressing frustration over the FIA's decisions. Many feel that the governing body is out of touch with the fast-paced nature of the sport, leading to a growing sense of discontent among those on the track. Verstappen's remarks have become a rallying point for this sentiment. Notably, Lewis Hamilton, who has also had his share of clashes with the FIA, has sided with Verstappen, amplifying the resistance. Together, these top drivers are voicing their opposition, calling for a reassessment of the rules to better reflect the realities of racing at such extreme speeds. Lewis Hamilton, known for speaking out on matters such as the ban on jewelry and the FIA's restrictions on drivers expressing personal or political views, recently called attention to what he perceived as a racial undertone in remarks made by FIA President Ben Sulayem. Hamilton highlighted the connection between the comments and the fact that many rappers are black, suggesting that the language used was inappropriate and added an unnecessary layer of racial tension to an already sensitive issue. Hamilton's remarks have sparked broader discussions within the sport, with other drivers showing support for his stance. The controversy centers around concerns that the FIA is overstepping by imposing restrictions on personal expression, especially when it comes to drivers using their platforms to advocate for social justice or personal causes. Hamilton, a vocal advocate for racial equality, has been a prominent figure in challenging these limitations. The growing dissent within the Formula 1 community suggests that the FIA may face increasing pressure to address these concerns. With key figures like Hamilton leading the charge, the tension between drivers and the governing body is likely to intensify, pushing the FIA to reconsider its stance on personal and political expression in the sport. The tension between the FIA and the drivers is not new, but it appears to be reaching a breaking point. Verstappen, a three-time world champion, has expressed frustration with the current state of the sport, hinting that the constant battles with the governing body are pushing him towards an early retirement. Despite his competitive nature, Verstappen has openly admitted that these silly things are wearing him down, and he has hinted that he may not stick around in F1 much longer if the situation doesn't improve. The issue of swearing, which might seem trivial to some, has become symbolic of a larger clash between the drivers and the FIA over how much control the organization should have over their behavior. Verstappen suggested that the simple solution is to stop broadcasting driver radios when they are in the heat of competition, where swearing is often a natural reaction to intense moments on the track. He argued that other sports don't have this level of exposure, and that F1 could easily avoid this problem by following suit. This tension is leading to a pivotal moment in the sport. With an upcoming meeting between the drivers set to address these issues, the FIA may be forced to reconsider how it governs Formula One and whether it can maintain the trust of its drivers. While the specifics of what will come from the meeting remain uncertain, it is clear that the drivers are united in their dissatisfaction, and the FIA may face unprecedented pushback if it fails to respond appropriately. As the sport navigates these turbulent waters, the fate of Ben Sulayem's presidency could hang in the balance. With Verstappen leading the charge, supported by Hamilton and other prominent figures on the grid, the FIA will need to find a way to address these concerns or risk further alienating the very individuals who make Formula One the thrilling spectacle it is today. What are your thoughts on the growing tension between Formula One drivers and the FIA, especially after the penalty given to Max Verstappen for inappropriate language? Do you think the FIA's rules have become overly strict, or do you believe certain boundaries should be maintained in the sport? Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what your opinion. See you soon.